So happy suck, we've got this really cool machine, the distributor now, and there's wind coming in, but there's nothing that the wind comes from.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah, so I have an idea. Can you make something that will sort of catch the wind and put it in there, and then I'll make it functional and stuff?
Yeah, let's catch the wind.
Well, I think we got a plan for today then. Hello everyone and welcome to this very second episode of Cogs and Clouds. Last episode we of course made this machine, the Distributor, which stores wind energy and distributes it all over the workshop over here to all sorts of really cool machines like this one and other machines that we have yet to build. And last episode we had a few issues with it. I managed to fix those in between episodes, but now the wind energy needs to come from somewhere. It's been a couple days since the introduction, and in that time Happy Suck has been hard at work building what we are calling the cloud catchers. Aren't they awesome? And here we're getting just a little better view of them. As you can see now, the idea is they're cloud catchers. The clouds, they go in here, and these machines, these contraptions, they capture the clouds. We've got these really cool fans here that will be spinning, and we're working on that today. And so that's how they capture the cloud. Now, of course, that will travel down this really nicely shaded line over there into a different machine, which is called the Compressor. The Compressor compresses the clouds that we've got up there, turns it into wind, which then gets moved into the distributor. And this one, I believe, also has a fan inside of it over here, so that's really cool. We get to work with this one as well. Now, before we move a little further, look at how amazing this looks. Happy Sock did an incredible job. She'll be putting up a video exactly at the same time as this one is going live, in which she shows the process of building this. There will be a link in the description of this video, so definitely go check that out. In fact, I have it on good authority that right behind me, she's actually building another structure also in the same episode. So this is really cool. Go check it out. Now the player experience will be as follows. This machine should be completely empty, just like this, and then the player should come over here, all the way over to the, what was it called again? The compressor. And they should flick this lever, which should activate those over there, which should then in turn start charging the distributor. Now from a technical perspective, we don't really have to do anything with those cloud catchers, but that isn't really fun or visual. So what we're going to do is we're going to make these blades spin. Now we've been planning these for a couple months now, but the timing of this is incredible. Right now on YouTube, it's a bit of a trend to make fans, I believe. Mostly fans powered by redstone, but we don't really have space to put that here. We want this to look as open and airy as possible, so we can't really put redstone behind here. And so I guess today I'll be jumping on that trend, and I'll be making fans as well, only I'll be doing it data pack style. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, so the plan is as follows. What I would like to do is I would like to make a copy of the blade as it is right now. What's the best way of doing that? Let's start with this block over here. And then I guess we'll be taking this block as the other point of it. Don't worry about the errors just yet. Then I'm just going to come out over here somewhere just away from anything else. And I'll just do... I did the wrong command. It's supposed to be clone, not fill. Anyway, then I'm going to just clone it right over here. There we go. Look at that. So the idea for this animation is to be frame by frame. So this will be one frame. Then there's going to be another frame, which right now is the same as the first one, but we're going to change this one. And then we'll have another frame where the blades are kind of up and straight. And I think after that, we should be able to copy the second frame again. And so essentially we'll have 4 frames, but the second one will be identical as the fourth one. I really don't know how this is going to work out, but we're going to find out right now. Let's just mess with it. Alright, so I have made 3 frames of animation now. And I don't consider myself an animator. I have no idea what this is going to look like. I have absolutely no idea what this is going to do. But over here, I've made a little command block contraption just to help us out test, of course. If I put this lever here and give it a little flick, and that should start going. Does this start going? Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm going to say this is not as bad as I thought it might have been. My theory about recycling the second frame might have been a little wrong though, so we're definitely going to have to add another frame. But other than that, I think this is pretty good. I have really struggled with this frame over here. Let's see if it works. I'm honestly not sure it's symmetrical. Yeah, there's something weird going on over there. I think this is wrong. I think there's something wrong with this frame, but we'll figure it out. Let's just play it, see what happens. Okay. I have some notes here. For example, how this in this frame is kind of weird. Look at that, it's all circled, and it's not. But looking at it from a distance, it does give the illusion that I'm looking for, right? Just need some work, need some tweaking. And actually, we can actually just leave that running while I work on it. This is a little better, I think. Actually, what I'm thinking is we need to get rid of this frame over here. I think this frame is the issue. If we move this one back over here and then move that one over there. But before I do that, I'm going to make a little copy of it first. I am really not sure what I'm doing here. I think my big issue with it is that it sort of curls, right? And that's what it's supposed to do, but some frames it doesn't really. I want to know what happens if I set the repeaters faster. Ooh. Oh, look at that. That looks kind of cool. It has a little jiggly. I need to figure out how to fix the jiggly, and I think we should be good then, actually. Why does this keep getting worse? Why does it keep getting worse? Alright, I've done it. I think I've done it. It's not quite perfect yet, but I kind of got the shape right now. I took a little step back, I took a little break, and then I realized that we just had one frame too many, so I made a new contraption down there, one that essentially just cuts off the fourth frame over there. And this is still a little wonky in the center over there. There's something going on that I don't really like. But the rest of the animation is pretty good. I'm really happy with that. The only way that I can think to is to remove the trapdoors from these frames over here. Oh, you know what? Actually, that does make it better. Oh. Okay. Well, that's epic. I think we've got our animation then. And just to make sure it's all looking good, and I've got it in the other one as well. Look at that. Both of them are spinning. Okay, I like it. This is epic. Now, let's just turn all this off. Boop. Now, obviously, we cannot just have the frames of the animation sitting in the air like there. I think that is going to break immersion quite a bit. What we can do, I think, is turn these into structures. We're going to have 3 structures for the frames. And then with commands, hopefully we can load them in. I have never really done that before. Structure command. I think we should be able to make that work with this. Let's find out, shall we? First, we're going to need some structure blocks. And I'm going to put this one over there. Detect. Why not? I have a corner over there. Why are you not working? I am not sure what's going on here. Okay, I don't know why, but this isn't working, so we'll have to save it like this. That's fine, we can do that. And because I am lazy, I'm going to do one over here as well, but I'm going to call this one frame 2. Let's do the last one. Save. Now I'm going to do place structure. Minecraft apparently cloud. It doesn't. Okay. Template? Oh, here it is. Okay. And that's how it places. Okay, I got it. Alright, I've just given these structure files a proper place in the data pack. And I wrote 3 functions that should rotate through the frames. And it looks like it is doing exactly that. Perfect. Now to automate this. Oh yeah, that seems to be going. It's going really fast, but it's going. This is how fast we had it when we had it down there. Ah, looks good. It does mean that we can get rid of all of this now. And just like that, gone. Oh, let's get rid of that too. Also gone. Next up, we have another fan. Inside the compressor over here, you can see we have a fan over here. We also need this to start moving as well. Let's go into spectator mode and have a peek inside. So this is 3 deep. And we have trapdoors here. Now I think what that means is that we can really only have 2 frames here. One where it's like this and one where it's up. But when it's like this, then this one is also like this. And that probably didn't make sense. It's dark in here. So let's go see if we can make this work. Copy in this. And one other part. We need a thing. That would be this one over here. And we're just going to plop it right over here. Perfect. And hopefully I'm not messing this up. I think I messed that up. Oops. There you go. I think that is both frames that we can have complete. And this too we're putting into a command block. And hopefully I don't ruin the thing over there. Let's go see. I might have ruined the thing over here. Ah, I see what I did. Okay. The other one over there is flat and this one isn't, and I just didn't think of that. There we go. And now it should work. Oh, it actually does work. It looks a little weird. It kind of looks like it does a weird shimmy, but when you're closer, it kind of does work. Oh, that's really nice. Probably works better if you have it a little faster. I feel like this is one of those illusions where it works if you tell your brain that it works. In fact, I've been staring at it for a little while now. It's one of those illusions where you can tell your brain it's going this way, but you can also tell your brain it's going that way. And if you really want to ruin the immersion, you can also tell your brain that it's just flapping left and right and not really going in any direction. Anyway, I think we got something here. Let me implement it. Alright, everything is now implemented into the data pack. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's working! Awesome. That means that we can clear up this mess. Oh, well that... Oh, relogging worked. Okay, cool. Alright, now obviously we do not need these fans spinning constantly. This only needs to happen when the compressor here is turned on. Which means we needed to have an on and off state. And look at that, there's a lever conveniently placed over here, which should be able to take care of that. I mean, it doesn't yet, but it should once we make it do that. Let me actually see if we have enough space for command blocks back here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, we might have to figure out something else. Well, we can make it work probably. So for now, just to test this, I'm going to have this say on. And that one is going to say off. So if I flick this on, off, on, off. Okay, perfect. Now the way that we turn the compressor on and off is the same way as we have it for the distributor. Is we'll have a fake player on a scoreboard. If it is 1, it is on. And when this is set to 0, it is off. Now what I need to do in the data pack is make sure that it turns off all the fans as well. Now it's 1, and so it should be on. If I reload this, this should keep going. Both of them, all of them. And then if I turn this off. Oh, look at that. They stop. Perfect. That's what I want. Look at all this animating. Okay, we're not done yet though. We're not done yet. This is also going to need to make some sounds and have some particles playing. Let's go figure those out, shall we? Alright, so this machine over here is the compressor, right? It compresses air that's coming in through those cloud catchers, right? And so we need to have it make a sound, and I'm kind of in between two sounds. There's this one, and then there's this one. One is definitely more violent than the other. And personally, I kinda like that for this. So we're doing this one. I think this is a pretty good sound. And I'm looking over here. This is where it's coming from. Somewhere over here. I think, does it make more sense to have it over here? I don't know. I'm going to keep it like that. Now another effect that we need to complement the sound is particles. Oh, look at that. That's a lot of stuff going on at the same time. That's not what I'm looking for. I kind of like it though. It's a little much is the issue, I think. Alright, I think I'm settling on this one. The gust is not quite as prominent, but instead I have smaller gusts. They're a little tricky to spot, but they're there. And we've got some dust coming out of it as well, which I think is really cool. I think this might be it for the animation for that. Oops, I fell down a tree. Yeah, I think it's pretty neat, and it doesn't get obtrusive. Like when you're out of the way, just far away, you don't really see any of it. You really only see it when you get close enough, right? And now there's one more thing that we need to do. We have, of course, the wind energy. It's coming in. We have the compressor working just fine. But now we need it to transport the wind through here, through here, into the distributor. And so when that is on, this also needs to turn on. Now, there is this cable running over here, right? And Happy Sock went ahead and put in ice to kind of simulate the wind coming through. And when we talked about it, we both figured there is actually something that we can do to make it even cooler. If we activate this, you will see that we are getting some wind charges in here, some big ones. How cool would it be if we can get some of those showing through here? So what we were thinking is we have these grates, right? There we go. Let's grab some. We can put some of these in the floor here, just like that. Ooh, maybe they need to be more oxidized. Now, I will need to make new textures for it, but essentially we can summon wind charges very much like those, but fitting in here. We can summon those in here, and we can make that show when the machine is on, that one is on. And so I'm going to go through and just put some grates in some random places where I think it makes sense. You may notice I'm very deliberately not putting them around corners like this. That's going to save us a little bit of trouble later. So now I need to go make a new wind model and then just put them down into those grates. Now the process for making this texture and the model was actually really similar to the last one. I just made a rectangle in this case because it needs to be rectangular. And then as you can see here, I am adding texture to it with a very transparent brush. Now animating the texture just like last time, I'm doing in a different app on my iPad. But when I'm done, I can import this into Minecraft. Our right model is now imported. Let's see if it's properly imported. And there we go. It doesn't have a texture. There's an issue there. Oh, I know why. That's on me. And there is the texture, which is also messed up. That's also on me. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. It's working. Awesome. I now have it in for 1 just so I can see if it's working. If I turn this on, we should get it. Oh, I messed up. I got the wrong model in. And now it is the right model. And it is looking really cool, I think, in there. Now I need to repeat that for all of the places where we're going to see it. Alright, everything should now in place to have energy go into the distributor over here. As you can see right now, I've turned it off. It's completely off. Nothing is in it. And the player is then supposed to go over there where we just were, where they activate the whole system. They flick the lever. Things kick into action here. Things start spinning up there as well. It's hard to see right now. You see there's the wind coming out of the machine, out of the compressor. And it's going through these pipes, which you can also see, into the distributor, which you can see has activated now. And look at that, it's all charged up as well. Super epic, it's all working. Now, as I've said in last episode, this is charging up a little fast as of right now. I'm just working with some testing numbers here. We're going to tweak all the values for it later. So with all of this really cool stuff in place, players can now actually charge up the distributor. Now we're getting up on the end of the episode, but don't go just yet, because I have a very important question for all of you. While we have been over here making all of this work, Happy Sock has been busy over here making a really epic structure. She's made a greenhouse, which is going to be super important for the progression of the map, because this is where players will get their food. And that is where the super important question comes in. We want your feedback. We want to add a custom food source to Cogs and Clouds here, and we have decided on what kind of food source. It's going to be a sweet root, but we don't really know what it's supposed to look like yet. And so Happy Sock went ahead and made 2 textures for you to choose from. Over here, what we have for textures, we have over on the left here a carrot shape with a beetroot texture on it, and a beetroot shape with a carrot texture. Which of these 2 textures do you think is the better sweet root of the 2? Let me know down in the comments. Happy Sock and I are going to go through them and keep tally. And here's a tiny little cheat code. If you want to vote twice, just go over to her video and just vote in her comments as well. I mean, I can't stop you from doing that, honestly. I mean, you should be going over to her video anyway. She made an epic structure. I've already seen it. It is so cool. But that is it for today. We have hooked up the cloud catchers to the distributor so that we can have wind energy all throughout the map. We have made fans today, which is really cool. And of course, don't forget to vote on which of those 2 textures should be our sweet root. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!